Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I changed my hair. Just kidding, it's a wig. But this video is gonna be a Kim K inspired look. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and all that great stuff, okay? Follow me on Instagram right here, Akabai with 3 eyes 808. Let's get into it. Okay, hey guys, so today we're gonna be doing a Kim K inspired look. And I'm going to be using all drugstore products today. So if you are on a budget, bitch, you can be slaying this summer, okay? So let's get started. So this is actually the look that I'm going to mimic. And I found this one on Pinterest. I just liked it because it was like a real summery looking kind of thing. So further ado, let's go and get in it, okay? So I'm gonna start with the Maybelline Fix Plus. I don't really know any drugstore primers that are good out there, honestly. If you know one, then you can use that one that you normally use, but I'm just gonna use this one for now. So normally this is more like a setting spray, but I just want to use it for my prepping. Oh, but sitting, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so in this look, it looks like she's literally just wearing one colored eyeshadow. It's kind of like a peachy tone, so I'm gonna take a concealer by Maybelline as well. Most of these products are pretty much Maybelline. I really love Maybelline. They're probably like my top drugstore brand that I use. And this one is the Maybelline Fit Me. You can use any concealer that you own, honestly. It's a little beat up, sorry. And this is in the shade Sand Sable. So we're just going to apply this to our eyelid. And this will act as our primer. And I'm just going to use like a brush that I've had from like an old Urban Decay palette. And I'm just going to buff that out. So I like to normally start on the eyes first in case of any fallout. If you already put on foundation, your eyeshadow tends to like come down here with all its powder. So I like to just do my eyes first. And you're just gonna take a clean brush and we're going to apply this Milani Baked Blush. This is in the color Luminoso. If you already have a palette that has a blush color in it, you can use that as well. I'm just using this because I honestly don't have any blush toned of anything. So we're just going to apply this to the lid. This one is going to come out a little more shimmery than the one that Kim K is using. And a little more orange, but it'll still work. And I'm actually going to take a Morphe 441 brush. And I'm just going to kind of put that into my crease as well. You don't want to go above this line. I just want it to have a smooth transition. This isn't drugstore, but it is still affordable. And I'm using the Morphe 35C palette, and I'm just taking this peachy toned color right here, and I'm gonna put that also on my lid to kind of brighten the color. We're just taking back the M441 brush, and we're just going to use it clean to just kind of blend it nicely into the crease. So that's basically it for the eyes. So you see how the powder comes down here? We're just going to kind of wipe away at it. now we're just gonna curl our lashes. I'm using the Tarte curler. You honestly can use any curler. It does not matter. You want to curl them so that a lot of times so that they're all sticking up at once. So you see how just regular and then the curl, it makes a difference. So do it more than once just to build the volume. Okay. And I'm just gonna use a, what do you call that? Sonia Kesha brush. And I'm just using this side to kind of spoolie out the lashes to get that feathery lash look. And then we're just gonna take the the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. So you want to start from the bottom and take it up. And you want to be gentle because if it is a new mascara, or even if the mascara has a lot in it, you don't want it to look clumpy. So you're gonna start gently from the bottom and work your way up, and then eventually you're gonna start adding your volume. So our lashes are pretty much prepped. I'm gonna actually do my brows before I put my falsies on. And I'm using, again, the Maybelline Total Temptation Brow Definer. I normally just use the NYX brow pencils as well, but I just ran out and they didn't have any more at Target when I went, so I just picked this one up. And then yeah, so we're just gonna start on the inner, and I'll be right back after I do my brows. So I have my brows did, and now I'm going to I actually like to put my lashes on last. It's kind of weird. It's like the final, like, done, you know? So I'm not going to put it on till, like, we're done. So now we're just going to move on to the face. I don't put under eye stuff until after I've done my concealer, just so that my concealer isn't, like, clashing with the black and making my under eyes black. So let's start, because Kim K loves to like contour and highlight. So let's start with just a natural under eye coverage. If you don't really have dark under eyes, you don't really need to do this step. I kind of don't really have either, but I just want to use it to brighten it. So we're just gonna brighten the inner corner, and I'm using the same Maybelline one. And we're gonna brighten this corner. We're not gonna use a lot of product because we don't want this area to look real cakey. I'm actually gonna use a ColourPop brush. So this is a ColourPop brush. I think this was like $5. I can't remember what it's called, but I'll try to list it down below. And I'm just gonna buff it out with this. You could use a beauty blender as well, but I just want it to concentrate in here. And again, always bring up your concealer up this way so that it blends nicely up into your nose. Okay. And then now we're just gonna move on to foundation. So I use, again, Maybelline Fit Me foundation. This is in the color 120. Take some of that on your beauty blender, and we're just gonna dot it everywhere. Make sure you blend it into your neck. I don't know what it is about this drugstore foundation, but I love it so much. It's like really blendable. I don't know if that's even a word, but it's just so pretty to me. It comes out so flawless, and it's good for like any skin type. I would just say that if you are dry, you should use like oil or like a moisturizer before you put it on. But other than that, you should be good. I have combo skin, so I'm oily in the T-zone and then I'm drier on these sides. And this foundation is buildable, so you can still sort of see my freckles. If I did want to cover it, I would, but we're still gonna put concealer on, so I don't want it to like be too much, you know. Okay, so let's see what's next. So now I'm gonna use the Master Concealer, also by Maybelline, and this one is going to be our highlighter. So I'm going to actually take it on my finger, make a few daddies. And I'm gonna go back with my beauty blender. I'm actually gonna make this top one more brighter. Okay. And then I'm just gonna go in with the LA Pro Concealer. And this one's in the color Beautiful Bronze. And we're gonna apply this on the sides. I'm still a little new to this kind of contouring. I'm more of like a bronzed kind of person. And up here a bit. And then we'll do our nose after, but we'll just... Okay. And we're just gonna buff this out with a beauty blender. I like to press up because if you let it stay too long, it'll get a little stuck with the line. And make sure your beauty blender is damp. And we'll just press it in a little. And then blend. I actually really like this bronzer because it actually blends out pretty well. So if you're a beginner kind of ish, you know, you don't have to worry too much about it staining your face. And you don't have to work at the product as fast as others. This one you can kind of let sit and it'll still blend out okay. I'm gonna conceal the side of my nose. A little bit more to brighten. Just so we don't lose the bright feeling. Make sure when you're using two different colors that like your contour and your highlight, you're using different beauty blenders, or you're using two different ways to blend out your concealer. So since I already went in with the beauty blender, I'm going to go back in with my brush just to highlight it again. And this is just to ensure that it is highlighted. Now I'm just going to bronze. In this picture, she's pretty bronzed, and I feel like it's a very summery look. It's just not as glowy with highlight. So I'm going to take the Morphe E2 brush. And this is the Butter Bronze by Physicians Formula. This is also a drugstore. And we're just going to set this contour by patting it and then blending it in. This smells so good. I can't get over it. And then we're just going to take the Maybelline Fit Me powder, whichever powder you want to use. This powder is actually really good. It sets pretty well. So we're gonna set our under eye. We're also gonna do the sides here. I don't like to bake too long because I tend to get dried out. So I will dust all of it off and sort of blend it in. I will only let my under eye bake a little longer than the rest of my face. This. And then I kind of lost a little bronze here, so I'm just going to blend that back with no product and just blend a little up into the cheekbone. Okay, now it's time for the fun part, the highlight. So she's not showing too much highlight in this photo, except for mainly like on the nose. So I'm just gonna spray my face. And I'm gonna take the Wet n Wild highlighting powder in the color Golden Flower Crown. And it's like this in the inside. I just applied the highlight. Sorry, my camera died from overheating, so I just basically I just do this kind of motion just to make the highlight a little softer, and I kind of blend it in like this, and then I put it on my nose, on my cupid's bow, and on my chin. I noticed that there's like a streak mark. I normally just blend it with like one of these kind of brushes, and I just kind of brush it again into the skin and towards the bronzer. Okay, and then now we're just going to focus back on our eyes. So I'm going to take the Maybelline Big Shot mascara, and I'm just going to use this for my bottom line. And I want to actually thicken this because Kim's lashes in this photo is very volumized. And it's okay if it's slightly clumpy, just kind of brush it out a little. And make sure that all the hairs are spreaded apart, not stuck together. Like that one was just stuck together. Now we're gonna add our lashes. So I'm using these drugstores by Kiss. I think it's in the number 615, and they just look like this. I'm gonna be using the Kiss Lash Glue, and I actually really like this one. I don't know, it just stays on longer and it's easier to like apply. It has an applicator. I know the duo whatever eyelash one has that too, but this one to me is a better quality. I'm gonna curl my lashes just a little bit more again. And we're gonna add this to, you want to get it as close to the lid as possible. if you're first starting out with lashes, I highly suggest trying to put lashes on without eyeliner. That way, when you do have eyeliner on, you'll be like a real pro at it already. I still struggle with it without liner, but you just want to get as close to that lash line as possible to make it look natural and to hide the gap between the lash and the lash, your real lashes and your falsies. Okay, so now that I have most of my face on, it's time for the lippy. Okay, so this is the only thing that I wasn't able to get as a drugstore, but I do know a dupe for this product, so you don't have to worry. I just couldn't find it in my drugstores. But I am going to be using a drugstore lip liner. So the lip liner that I'm going to be using is the NYX, and that's in the nude beige. And then I'm going to use the MAC Honey Love. And I'm sure this is a swatch of it. You know that they have it like a dupe in Wet n Wild and another dupe in L'Oreal. I think the L'Oreal one is called Fair and Light or something like that. Let's just line our lips. And I wanted to use these colors because Kim K's lipstick is a lot lighter, and like you can tell that's lined around. I think the Honey Love is actually one of her most popularly used. Is that even a word? Popularly? Whatever. The one that she uses the most of. So I'm not going to fill in the empty part, just because when you add two different colors together, it'll sometimes make the inner parts darker. So I'm only lining the outside. Make sure you have a sharpener, because when you do the top, it's a little harder to not, if you have smaller lips, you don't want it to blend all the way into your lips. So you want the point as fine as possible. And always use light strokes. Okay, so it's lined. It looks a little funny right now, but we're going to blend. And then now we're going to apply the Honey Love. And you do want to slightly apply it over, but you don't want to cover the whole thing, because it defeats the purpose of you lining your lips. So if you do end up going a little over, you can always go back and reline your lips. And just so that there's no like really harsh lines, I'm going to use a lip brush, whatever. So this is the Morphe 35. And you're just going to blend it upward. And there you go. So now I'm going to just put on the wig just to make the look completed. And I'll be right back. Okay guys, this is the look. I know it's kind of shitty because I'm like kind of crappy with wigs still. Bear with me. I will get better. I hope. Does that look better? No? Okay. Anyways, thanks again so much for watching, guys, and have a great day, okay? I'll see you next time.